Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me as we explore the 1967 Washington quarter, a coin that may look humble at first glance, but carries interesting lessons in coinage, strategy, and hobby value. By the end, you'll know how to identify, grade, value, and preserve a 1967 quarter, and you'll appreciate its historical place in U.S. numismatics. Identify a rare 1967 Washington quarter. One must analyze strike characteristics, planchet composition, and production anomalies within the mint's transitional context. The 1967 quarter was struck without mint marks due to the U.S. Mint's anti-hoarding measures, 1965-1967, so all pieces are nominally Philadelphia issues. These coins were struck on the new copper-nickel-clad planchet introduced in 1965, replacing the earlier 90% silver alloy. However, transitional errors are the most coveted rarities from this period. A few 1967 quarters are known to have been accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964, producing a coin with a weight of 6.25 grams instead of the standard 5.67 grams. Advanced collectors verify this with a precision digital scale and by examining the reeded edge for the absence of the copper core's reddish hue. Spectrographic metal analysis can also confirm the alloy composition if visual inspection is inconclusive. Beyond composition, die varieties and striking errors contribute to rarity. Look for double die verses, particularly on the inscriptions "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," and off-center strikes or clipped planchets, which were not uncommon in the high-speed minting of that era. Some struck-through errors, where debris or grease interfere with the strike, can create partially missing designs, making such examples highly collectible. Additionally, special mint set SMS coins, which replaced proof issues in 1967, exhibit superior strikes with frosted devices and mirror-like fields. SMS coins with deep cameo contrast and flawless surfaces can grade SP67, SP69 at PCGS or NGC, commanding strong premiums. A thorough evaluation should include microscopic examination of die state. Early die states show sharper details and higher relief, luster quality, cartwheel brilliance versus dull surfaces, and strike pressure consistency. Submitting suspect coins to a professional grading service not only authenticates potential errors but also confirms whether your coin fits within known, transitional, or die anomaly categories. In short, a rare 1967 quarter typically reveals itself through compositional irregularity, exceptional strike quality, or unique die varieties, each a tangible remnant of the U.S. Mint's technological and economic transition during the mid-1960s. Demonstrate correct handling, gloves, edge only. Show storage options, flips, capsules, slabs, albums, vaults. Discuss environment, temperature, humidity, light. Warn strongly about cleaning or polishing. Encourage periodic inspection, documentation, and insurance.
The 1967 quarter is often overlooked by collectors, but it holds a special place in the world of numismatics. This coin, minted over 50 years ago, has some unique characteristics that make certain versions highly valuable. Many people think that all 1967 quarters are created equal, but that's far from the truth. Some might assume that because it was minted over 5 decades ago, its value lies solely in its age. However, the reality is much more complex. The truth is, most quarters from 1967 are not particularly rare or valuable. Another common misconception is that all 1967 quarters have a similar design and minting process. Not all 1967 quarters were minted in the same place. The Philadelphia Mint, for example, produced hundreds of millions of these coins, but did not include mint marks on their coins. The details are what make collecting so fascinating. Minting errors, die variations, and other anomalies can make certain 1967 quarters highly sought after. Some of these coins have mint marks that indicate where they were minted. These errors and variations can significantly impact the value of a 1967 quarter. A coin with a unique error or a rare variety can fetch a high price at auction. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with interesting stories and histories. One variety that stands out among collectors is the 1967 quarter with a unique error known as a misprinted or double-struck coin, a coin that was struck twice, resulting in a double image on the coin. These coins are extremely rare and highly valuable. The rarity of these coins makes them highly prized among collectors. A 1967 quarter with this type of error can sell for thousands of dollars. The combination of rarity and demand drives up the value of these coins. In summary, the 1967 quarter may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but it holds many secrets. From minting errors to special varieties, there are several factors that contribute to its value. One of the first red flags or distinctive features for 1967 quarters is that all official U.S. quarters dated 1965 to 1967 were struck without mint marks. That means a 1967 quarter with D. Denver or S. San Francisco mint marks is highly suspect, likely an altered or counterfeit piece, because the U.S. Mint intentionally omitted mint marks during that period to discourage hoarding and speculation. Thus, no mint mark is correct and expected. If you see a mint mark, investigate further. It may be a modern addition or a fantasy. Metal-wise, the 1967 quarter is not silver. Beginning in 1965, the U.S. Mint shifted from silver coinage to a clad composition. The 1967 quarter is of copper-nickel clad construction, specifically a sandwich of 75% copper and 25% nickel on the exterior, bonded to a pure copper core. Because of that, its melt value intrinsic metal value is relatively low, much less than pure silver coins. If you're passionate about coin collecting, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.